Howdy neighbor, with your big old tars. Guess I won't be using my front yard for a driveway for a while. Goof on a motorcycle. Alright. Yeah, got my seatbelt. There, it's on now, look, you can tell. Alright, let's talk money. I'm heading to my wife's bank to close her account, if there's anything left, which I doubt. But, you know, the videos we made over the years showed our good side. And it's something I'm happy about, something I'll always remember. But, behind the camera, behind the scenes, we had money issues. We argued a lot. And, so you don't get blinded by the sun there. We argued almost every day. I'm sorry to say that, but it's true. And mostly, I would say 90% of the arguments were about money. Wow, they cleared all that down, all these big trees. What they're doing there. Anyway, one thing that I've learned, married to a Latina, is that they wire money to Mexico to support their family. I'm on board with that. I totally understand that because, you know, everybody knows the dollar is very strong and it's been getting stronger over the last several years versus the peso, and I don't know what it is against other Central American, South American currencies. But sometimes my wife would wire money, and a lot of it without my knowledge. Now, I was raised by my parents, you know, when you're married, you share everything. You know, everything is 50-50. You share the bills. You share, you know, leisure expenses. You share everything. That's what marriage is. Now, Diego kind of gave me a little rundown on, you know, why money is hoarded or put away without other people's knowledge. Because it goes back to the colonial days, and apparently this is a common practice. Now, you know, you guys, you Latino followers, you know, fill me in. Do you share with your spouse that you're wiring money south of the border to your family, or are you keeping this secret from them? Because that's my biggest thing. I couldn't understand why I was not being told. You know, I mean, I knew she was sending some money down, you know, for the boutique, for bills, to help her mom, this, that, and the other, but it sounds like a lot more money was being sent that I was not aware of. I mean, we're not talking hundreds and thousands, we're talking tens of thousands. And, like I said, our arguments would be mostly here. You know, we've got bills to pay. My wife has, you know, had issues with, you know, creditors and stuff. I mean, she would basically spend and then not pay her bills. She'd just open up another card, spend, and not pay. And that's embarrassing to say. I mean, I was raised, you know, you be responsible. You spend responsibly. You don't live beyond your means. If you're sending money south, I understand. Let me know. Fill me in. What, you know, how much? What's it for? I mean, that's the way I was raised. You share everything. I mean, you know, I was always faithful to her. She was faithful to me. But when it came to finances, I'm sorry, but I couldn't trust her. I could not. She wasn't faithful with the funds. I saw the money coming in with our tax business. I saw the hundreds of thousands of dollars that was coming in, but I wasn't seeing very much of it. In Charlotte, I didn't see any of that. Unless I looked at the receipt book and I could see, okay, this customer paid this. You know, hey, I need a little bit of money to pay this bill. You know, car insurance. You know, we share car insurance, the mortgage. You know, we live, the house is ours. I mean, we share everything. But, oh, I need money for this. I need money for that. I got to send money, you know, for the boutique. You know, I got to buy merchandise. You know, this, that, and the other. Okay, well, let's sit down and see where the finances are. Let's see what we can buy, what we can afford. You know, let's work together on this. But she never wanted to do that. she would, just keep the money. And I would be lucky to get, let's say a customer paid $180 for their taxes. I was lucky to see 40 of that, and I had to fight for that. I mean, hey, I need money to pay this. We have bills to pay. We need to, I was fighting tooth and nail, trying to keep control of our finances, not going in debt, not going behind on our bills, trying to save my credit, basically, because my credit was the only good credit left. I mean, hers was ruined. It was just, I don't know. I mean, I tried everything, but again, we argued, and some of the arguments, I'm sorry to say, got to where I would lose my voice and she would be in tears. Never physically hit her, never once, got violent. It was always verbal. Why are you hiding money from me? Sometimes I would find money hidden in her dresser, in the bathroom, under the bed. She'd say we don't have money, but then I'd find this stash. I'm like, what is this? What is this for? Why? You say we don't have money, and here it is. So I don't understand. Why would she not be truthful to me about the money situation? And here I am trying to pay bills so we still have a roof over our heads, so we still have lights on. We still have insurance on our vehicles. Property taxes. I mean, I've just paid the property taxes on my truck. Luckily, they're only like $27. Dirt cheap. The van, unfortunately, is much higher because, well, there you go. The mileage is very low on a 10-year-old van. I don't know. It just irked me that we just could not work together on our finances. Now, here's her bank. Never been here. I actually had to look it up on Google because I've never been here, never knew where it was. Now I do. So I'm going to go in for the first time and hopefully the last time. Close her accounts out and see what I can do about her credit card that, they're the worst one right now, trying to get them to stop sending letters and calling my phone. Hey, you owe this and that. Well, it's not my responsibility. So, all right, let me back on up here. I'm going to go on in and try and get this resolved, and we'll continue this rant in a little bit. All right, well, that part's done. Apparently she didn't have anything in those accounts anyway, so yes, for now, I might as well just go this way. Yeah, I'm thinking of what else to talk about. Yeah, we'll go revisit Acapulco and, again, money. Yeah, early on, we started, the family would call these family meetings on average once a week, about the situation with Yachty and the medical bills and scrounging up money. Of course, being the husband, they would ask me, hey, do you have any extra money that you can send? I'm like, I'm tapped out. The money that we had, Yachty had control of and was sending it, south. So, I had nothing really left. They were saying, well, what about if you sold your truck? Or, well, my truck needs repairs. It's about $1,200 in repairs. Air conditioning doesn't work. The ball joints are, making noise. And I think I just discovered it looks like I might have a slight water leak coming from the heater core. Great. And the only way to get to the heater core is pull the dash. So, yeah, the truck, no way could be sold. And the heater core, last time I checked, was another few $100s. So we're probably pushing $1,500 in repairs now on my truck, maybe more. And yeah, so then the topic came up, well, what about selling this van? Well, another problem, I'm on title to the van and the truck. Yachty is not on title, so you can't legally sell the vehicles without my authorization, without my signature and all that. And, like I said, I've made mistakes too, financially. The biggest one I would have to say would be the Mega Shed. That was $30,000, and I built that to help a friend and as an investment. And then how was I going to know that a friend of over 18 years would turn on me, just go psycho for whatever stupid reason, say he's not going to pay this, not going to, basically just not pay me, what we agreed to for the utility bill and stuff. So, again, there's money that I could really use right now, but in hindsight, after 6 months, the end game is the same. How much money would it have cost, and would it have made any difference? Or would that $30,000 have been spent to help Yachty, but still delayed the inevitable? It's all water under the bridge, as we call it now. So I can't say either way what the right decision was. All I know is, we didn't manage our money well, and money was getting sent south that I was unaware of, which complicated our financial situation here. So, lesson learned, I'm looking out for numero uno. Since I came home, I already talked to my parents, and that's what I've got to do. There won't be any money getting sent back, or sent south to Mexico, unless, some emergency crops up. But the boutique is closed. The land is currently going through the probate court in Mexico, and that's going to be sold. That's how I'm going to pay the bills back. The total amount accrued was like $94,700 minus $3,000 for the Durango repair bill, if you remember that, early on back in the beginning of December. So, yeah, that's the money that I'm going to use to pay everybody back. After that, that's it. I mean, I'm going to save. I need to save and pay my bills. I got to get my house of cards back in order here in the States. And I do want to go back to Mexico. And hopefully I'll be in a better situation when I do go back, that I can at least, not have to borrow money like I had to, and then just continue racking up a financial bill for my wife and her medical bills and stuff. It was just getting, out of my control. That's the honest to God truth. So I couldn't do anything while I was down there. Great, now we got this derelict truck going my direction. Great. Stuff blowing out the back. So, no, it was really just an embarrassing situation. I'm the gringo. I should have money. Well, sometimes it doesn't work out that way. And especially if you've got a spouse sending money south of the border that you're not aware of, I mean, how are you going to save anything? And that was our biggest dilemma. And yeah, she said, well, I could get a job. Well, no, if I'm self-employed, we're making enough money that I'm able to pay the bills. We need to work together on the finances. You don't hide money from me and send it south without my knowledge. I mean, it just didn't help our situation. It didn't help our marriage. I was looking for, peace and tranquility, working together. That's how I was raised. That's how my parents worked together. My mom was in real estate for 25 years. They, worked together in real estate. The money that came in went into a joint account. And that's another thing. We had a joint account, but again, Yachty would float checks, and then the bounce check fees would come in, and I mean, I wasn't aware of this stuff, and eventually they were starting to siphon money out of the account to pay another account, and I had to close it. And we haven't had a joint account for several years. She had her accounts, which is what I just took care of, and I had mine. We had joint accounts when we were going through the immigration process. Even then, it was kind of difficult because, the money, sometimes she would buy stuff. I don't know if it was for her or for the boutique. And I was not told. And then all of a sudden, here comes a check that I was not aware of, and I'm trying to pay a utility bill, and boom, bounce check fee. And of course, the banks are relentless. Oh, we can't refund you this. This is, how am I supposed to Can't control my wife's finances when I don't know what she's spending it on. I mean, I don't know. You know, like I said, I'm not placing all the blame on her. I mean, I made mistakes too. I just wish we could have worked together more. I wish that financially we could have saved better. I mean, back in the 2000s, we splurged. You know, you watch my videos from, 2001 to like 2009, 2010, vacation videos. I mean, we were having a lot of fun. We just, I don't know, we didn't save. And then times got hard after the housing market. Our clients disappeared after the 2009 tax season, and 2010 hit. Things started going south, and they did not come back. And money was still getting sent south and just putting a further strain on our finances. But that's all water under the bridge, as we say now. It's done. It's over. I now have total control of the finances. I got to dig myself out of this rut and move on, learn from those mistakes. So, man, this truck is slow, finally. And since I'm about home, I guess I'll just wrap up this trip down memory lane. Not so memorable, but it is what it is. So, until next time, adios.